long time, I believed that if I worked hard and did a great job, people would notice. I didn't need to talk about what I was doing. I didn't need to make sure everyone knew what I'd accomplished. I definitely didn't need to be the loudest person in the room. My work would speak for itself. Except, I've learned that sometimes it doesn't. And that's been a hard lesson for me because I'm naturally a quiet person. In meetings, I'm usually listening. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, sometimes I'm multitasking. But I'm also waiting until I actually have something useful to contribute. I've never understood talking just for the sake of talking. And honestly, I still don't. I don't believe the person who talks the most is automatically the most engaged. I don't believe quiet means you don't have anything to say. And I definitely don't believe someone's intelligence should be measured by how often they speak. Some of the smartest people I've worked with have also been some of the quietest. But here's where I've had to challenge myself. There's a difference between being quiet because I'm listening and staying quiet when my voice could actually change something. I've been in meetings where I could see a project heading in the wrong direction. The right people weren't involved. Steps were being missed. And those are the moments when staying quiet isn't helping anyone. That's when leadership requires me to say, wait a minute, have we thought about this? Shouldn't we have this person involved? Or even, I don't think we're doing this the right way. I wish I could say I always speak up in those moments, but I don't. I still hesitate. I question whether what I'm thinking needs to be said. And sometimes I wait and someone else says it first. That's happened more than once. I'd still be sitting in a meeting with a thought I haven't said out loud yet. Maybe I'm still thinking it through. Maybe I don't think it's important enough. Maybe I just don't want to interrupt. Then someone else says essentially the exact same thing. Suddenly, everyone is talking about what a great point it is. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, sure, it was. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Nobody knew I thought it. I can sit there all day thinking brilliant thoughts, but apparently no one else in the meeting can hear them, which seems like a design flaw, quite honestly. So I've had to accept something I don't particularly like. Sometimes I have to advocate for myself. And for a long time, I think I confused advocating for myself with bragging. I didn't want to be the person constantly talking about everything I'd accomplished. I didn't want to take credit away from my team. And I didn't want to walk into every meeting trying to prove I was the smartest person in the room. I still don't. In fact, I think one of the biggest things a leader can do is surround themselves with people who know things they don't. Listen to them. Ask questions. Let them be the expert. Let their work show too. Leadership isn't about making sure everyone knows you're the smartest person in the room. But humility and invisibility are not the same thing. Advocating for yourself doesn't mean dominating every conversation or becoming someone you're not. Sometimes it means saying the thing you would have kept in to yourself. Sometimes it means making sure people understand what you've contributed or making sure your team's accomplishments are visible. I've received feedback throughout my career that I need to speak up more. And I'll be honest, part of me still pushes back against that because I don't think quiet is something that needs to be fixed. I'm still a quiet leader. I probably always will be. And I'm okay with that. I don't want to fill silence just because someone else thinks silence is uncomfortable. I don't want to speak simply so someone can check a box that says, yeah, she's engaged. But I'm learning to ask myself a different question. Not, have I talked enough in this meeting? But, is there something I need to say? Because those are very different questions. If I have information that could change a decision, I need to say it. If I see something going wrong, I need to say that as well. And if I have an idea that could make something better, maybe I shouldn't wait for someone else to say it first. I used to believe my work would speak for itself. Now I know I can't always assume someone else is going to notice. And if you're someone who's ever experienced feedback about something that's simply part of who you are and struggled with where growth ends and change yourself begins, I talked about that in another video called I Would Never Say This to My Daughter. I'll link that here because I'm learning that I can listen to feedback without letting it define me. And I can grow without becoming someone I'm not. I'm not trying to become louder. I'm learning when not to stay silent because sometimes my work can speak for itself and sometimes I have to give it a voice.